How's it going, everyone? Got quite a few updates to go over in this video on a plethora of free-to-play titles. Now, NARAKA BLADEPOINT has just gone fully free-to-play, and it is kicking off a pretty big event coming up later in August. We'll talk about that, a crossover with a major title. Project L, which to be fair does not have its platforms announced, but I would have to imagine it's going to be on PS4 and PS5, probably just PS5, because by the time this game comes out, I think the PS4 will really be phased out. But it's the League of Legends fighting game, and man, does it look slick as all hell. It just has added a notable character, and what it reminds me of is very much an Arc System Works fighting game, so excited about that. And speaking of fighting games, Granblue Fantasy Rising and Granblue Fantasy Relink is getting a new show later in September. We'll talk that at the end of this video, but first of all, NARAKA x Nier collaboration Glory is Ours starting on August the 9th. A bunch of skins and whatnot will be headed over to NARAKA BLADEPOINT, which by the way has just gone fully free to play. A Broken World and a Fractured Dream starting August 9th. Dive into the NARAKA BLADEPOINT x Nier collaboration, bringing new cosmetics, features, and events. Glory is Ours. There's a page open right now with the full details on what's coming up with this event. It's a bunch of skins. There's a bunch of weapon skins, character skins, and outfits, and things of that nature, and they have an entire breakdown of the event itself. Some really, really cool stuff. I'm not a NARAKA BLADEPOINT guy, but it is a game that is obviously seeing a heightened level of interest as it has just gotten a brand new, update with it going free to play. Some things to note: they have in-game event rewards. That starts on August the 9th. They have a mini game and Twitch drops starting August 9th as well. Store updates in hero outfits, Spectral Silk Store, and then store updates for the weapon skins as well. All of that will be rolling out come August the 9th, and the event will be lasting for a little while, so you can check that out. Again, NARAKA BLADEPOINT has recently just gone free-to-play. Dive into the legends of the Far East in NARAKA BLADEPOINT. Team up with friends in fast-paced melee fights for a battle royale experience unlike any other. Find your playstyle with a varied cast of heroes with unique skills. More than 20 million players have already joined the fray and play free now. Again, it was a buy-to-play title for a while. I think it was $19.99 or $29.99, but now it is fully free-to-play. They've been rolling out a lot of updates and notes for the game as well, so you'll be able to go ahead and, keep up with all of the updates. And the fact they're running a Nier crossover event, a lot of attention I'm sure will be had with this, given that Nier, especially on PlayStation, a pretty notable IP to say the least. So pretty cool to see that come to fruition. All right, moving on from that, Project L, which I don't believe is the final name of the title, but it is the League of Legends fighting game. And I know League of Legends to a lot of you guys is considered to be the most toxic game on the planet. However, the spin-off titles being done by other studios, and in the case of Project L, it is an in-house developed game, but these games that aren't, your traditional League titles, however, they use the cast of characters in League, which, by the way, the League cast is incredibly strong, and there's a lot of depth in its lore. I mean, Arcane crushed it, as far as the television show goes, and then you're talking about Ruined King was great. There was the game centered around Silas, the game centered around Echo with Convergence. That game was great, and now we have Project L, which is a traditional fighting game, and it is a free-to-play fighting game, and we just had a brand new champion reveal trailer that introduces Yasuo into the fray. So obviously Yasuo, if you're familiar with League, one of the most popular characters in all of the game. I'm not all too surprised that Yasuo is in the game. He seems tailor-made for a fighting game, and you see this game in action. Like I said, this is so reminiscent of a stylish Arc System Works title. Like, look at something like Guilty Gear, and there's a lot of similarity there in terms of presentation and stylistically. I get a lot of that vibe, and Arc System Works is one of my favorite developers when it comes to fighting games, and I'm not a big fighting game guy, but man, Arc System Works puts something out, and just from a presentation standpoint, I always think it looks incredibly slick. Yasuo, the swordsman, will be playable alongside Darius, Echo, and Ahri during the Evolution Championship Series. That is running until August the 6th in Las Vegas, so, if you do want to check that out, and you're going to EVO, I'm sure you already have had the opportunity to do so. Now, Project L does not have an official name. I don't know if they're sticking with the Project L name. I don't believe they are. And it doesn't have platforms yet. However, you would have to believe that a fighting game like this is going to hit consoles as well as PC. Like, it doesn't make any sense. While League is obviously only available on PC and they have Wild Rift on mobile, Project L is a game that I entirely believe will be on consoles. And I believe the preeminent way to play the game is going to be on consoles. That's just where everybody plays fighting games, generally speaking, although Street Fighter 6 did have a pretty heavy impact on PC as well. I imagine Project L will have cross-platform play and everything like that. Alex Jaffe, lead champion designer at Riot Games, noted, "Hey everyone, Alex from the Champs team. We wanted to share an overview of the EVO roster, some of which you've seen in previous videos, and just saw an exciting new addition to Project L's champion lineup, Yasuo the Unforgiven. Yasuo is a master swordsman who manipulates the wind with his blade. On top of that, he can cancel in and out of a versatile stance, giving him tools for every situation. He can outplay with mix-ups, go to the air for really technical combos, play defensive with his wind wall, or honestly just win neutral and huge normals, and you can come check him out today at EVO." For the rest of the roster, we have 3 more champions available to play. Obviously Darius, and then you have Echo and Ari. So, you know, those are some of the most popular champions in League, so that's a nice roster to kick off and showcase at EVO as well. I would imagine that this is going to be a 2024 release, just because, you know, this game is still very much deep in development, and I don't see it coming out by the end of this year, but 2024, maybe we'll see like a beta period during that, and then 2025 for the official release. I could see something like that ultimately happening. Lastly, I do want to note, Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising and Granblue Fantasy Relink new shows for those games are set for September the 16th. Side Games will host a Granblue Fantasy Rising and Granblue Fantasy Relink new show on September the 16th, the company has announced. The broadcast will feature a recap of the information on both titles released in August, as well as fresh new information. Rising is due out for PS5, PS4, and PC via Steam in 23, while Relink is due out for the same platform sometime this winter. Winter is probably going to bleed into 2024, which I know for a lot of you guys, myself included, incredibly disappointing, given that we've been waiting for a Granblue Fantasy Relink for years and years. I feel like I uploaded videos back in like 2017, 2018 talking about this game when it was initially in development by Platinum, and then it transferred development entirely to Side Games, but you still get that Platinum vibe. The art style looks great out of Relink. It's just that if it's coming in early 2024, you gotta be a little bit concerned with timing-wise, with the FF7 Remake Part 2 being right around the same time. But at the end of the day, like, what can you do? Games are gonna come out when they come out, and if they're ready to go, just drop them. If they're quality games, they're gonna do well. There's specific instances like Titanfall 2 where I feel like that game was just sent out to slaughter, but in the case of Granblue Fantasy Relink, I don't think that's gonna do too much if it's released right around the time of FF7 Remake Part 2. And, you know, this is gonna be available on more platforms, so that's something to note as well. But that is going to do it for me. Again, NARAKA BLADEPOINT gets a Nier collaboration event. That'll be kicking off on August the 9th. Again, the game is fully free-to-play now, so if you do want to go ahead and check it out, you can do so for free. Another upcoming free-to-play title, Project L, has added Yasuo as a playable character. Would imagine that that'll be officially out in 24 or 25. I'm thinking a beta period in 24, and then ultimately its release in 25. And Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising and Granblue Fantasy Relink will be getting a new show on September the 16th. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.